Frightened Fidos all stressed out. And I've done a talk on Frightened Fidos, but I switched this around and I geared this more towards the shelter environment. I am going to actually show some video clips outside the shelter and discuss and generalize it a little bit too. But then I will focus on some protocols that when we have dogs that are stressed or frightened in the shelter, what we do. Now also, play, when you have litters of play, it's practice for adulthood. And there's a scientific notion that play allows the pups to practice social and predatory behaviors. And it's skills that are needed so they can function in a social group later in life. When you think about it, they are going to be interacting with other dogs later in life, so they have to learn these skills early on. And in 1998, Dr. Pamela Reed did another study, and she said a pup becomes comfortable before he finds himself in a situation where he needs them. So that's the importance of play. You want the pup to feel comfortable around other dogs in a play environment. And when he's in a situation, nothing bad happens to him before he needs them later on in life. Because remember the long-term memory effect that you have there, especially during 3 to 12 weeks. So some behaviors that are exhibited by dogs that are stressed. Okay, when dogs are in a socially conflicting setting, which is a shelter environment, they can exhibit certain behaviors. Social animals need a way to communicate by using signals to avoid conflicts and to also maintain cooperation with those that they are coming in contact with. So the signals that are there to help turn off a competitive encounter. You don't want it to turn in, they don't want it to turn into a confrontation. So sometimes it's referred to, when we talk about agonistic behaviors, it's referred to aggressive behaviors when that's only one type. So avoidance is one type of behavior that a dog will exhibit when he's in a socially conflicting setting. So avoidance is, we saw that with Dexter. We saw that with the timid puppies in the video. So when they're challenged, even though you're not intentionally challenging them, the dogs have a choice, and fleeing is one of them. Possessive aggression or threats. The dog doesn't want to give up a valued possession. So there could be, again, offensive as well as defensive components in here. And we saw earlier this morning in the assessing talk, the black lab. And this can come up a lot in the shelter environment because it can be anything that they feel like they want to have control over. You know, it could just be a bedding. It could be something you put in there, a Kong. It could be many different things. It depends on the particular dog. But then again, how bad is it? That's what you have to figure out. So this one dog came to me. It's a rescue dog. And the dog, the rescue group tested it, did fine with everything. They could take bones away. They could take, they did 2 types of rawhides too. Kongs, no problem. Toys, no problem with food. So they adopted this dog out to a gal who wanted to do agility. Okay, and she said, any time that she was in the agility field and another dog went by, all of a sudden the dog would lunge at another dog. So she thought the dog was becoming dog aggressive for some reason, but she didn't know why. All right, suppress cage lunging when walking past the dogs. What you can do, what we do a lot of work with, is luring the dog with a food treat. So the dog that you're walking, if you think about it, just trying to get the dog through the kennel run many times. They're like, yeehaw, party time, I'm out of the kennel run. And they're not walking normally. When you think, they're pulling, they're gagging, they're choking, they're leaping up on kennel runs because they're happy to get out of there. And you're thinking, let me get out of here as fast as I can. And everybody's barking, so it turns into chaos. So what we do is we do a lot of, and again, the more mushy the food, the better. So if you can take something and get control over that dog, okay, where that dog is walking at a nice pace, many times, not saying all the time, but many times, that will calm the other dogs down.